What's going on, guys? My name is D. Anthony with Evolution Traders. In this video, I want to talk about a very close, if not the favorite setup that I like trading, not only when it comes to trading futures, but when I trade my personal account and trade options as well. That setup is going to be looking at that first hour candle of the day. So we're talking about the candle that starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and closes at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That range is going to include a little bit of the pre-market data, right? So we're going to have a little bit of pre-market price in there. It's going to get out all of the volatility off the open. And then it's going to allow us to actually see, is this market going to trade inside of a range, or are we going to get outside that range and potentially give us that opportunity to cut a little piece of the pie and take it home with us? Now, with that being said, we're looking at the 1 hour chart here on the NQ. And if I look at the first hour range, again, we had PPI this morning. We had an immediate sell-off followed by a nasty reversal, right? So any late shorts to the party got trapped, okay? And it is what it is, right? You have to understand the key levels before you start taking trades. Just because the market is, looks like it's got so much momentum to the downside, be careful where you're getting in at, because you could be buying at that level of demand. Now, how do you learn where these levels of demand are, where these levels of supply are? It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of chart work. It takes either your own practice of drawing on supply and demand zones, trend lines, this, that, and the other. You could use things like fibs. You can use things like moving averages. They should all correlate. You can use the VWAP. All of these indicators are meant to help you as a trader. Remember, as a trader, we're all given the same set of tools and the same chart to look at, right? So nobody out there has any more of an advantage than the next person, okay? Again, you never know where price is gonna go. Can it overshoot some of these levels? Can it confirm some of these levels? Of course. So what we're looking at here, obviously that low that we put in the pre-market off the PPI, definitely, something of interest, right? We definitely wanna make sure that we mark that out, just in case we get down there and we lose that area. Might be an area of opportunity to take a scalp. Now, what I'm looking at here is the first hour candle. So for me, I'm located in California. It's going to be between 6 and 7 a.m. So what I'm going to do is mark out the highs and I'm going to mark out the lows, right? And what I'm looking to see have happen is I'm looking to see price digest. And when I see price start to digest and it starts to consolidate or it starts to pull back, I'm then looking for my area of attack. I then move on over to the 5-minute time frame. Okay. And once I get into this 5-minute time frame, I want to see where are we at in correlation with breaking highs or lows. Okay. So on the 5-minute time frame, I'm going to zoom this out to the best of my ability so we can see this as clear as we can. Now, what we're looking at also is my big chart, right? I do not day trade and scalp on this chart, but I definitely, in my setup on another monitor, am observing this chart throughout the day, because this chart is going to have all of my moving averages. It's going to have my Bollinger Bands. It's going to have my linear regressions. It's going to give me every potential, keyword potential, place where the stock and or asset that you're trading could potentially stop or could potentially bounce from. Okay, so if you notice here, we were trading after the open, right? After the open, a little bit more towards these highs. So once these highs got put in, we pulled right back to the opening 20 SMA setup, right? Which I know a lot of members in my Evolution Traders took this setup. Now, again, you don't have to always catch the full move. Get in, get green, get out, right? That's the mantra. With that being said, after we put in this breakout, we clean up all this supply, the linear regression, the 50, the 200, so forth and so forth. We push all the way up into this upper Bollinger Band here. We put in this high. This is the level that I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on this level over 18,327. That's the level that I'm going to focus on. If that was within that first hour range, if that was the high, that's the level I'm going to focus on. I'm also going to focus down here on 18,248. Because if you notice here at 605, and I can actually drag this over so we could see it better, 18,250 in this range. If we were to lose that range, that's losing the first hour lows. We had a little bit of room to the linear regression, and obviously we had more room down here to those PPI numbered lows. Okay, so with that being said, what I'm looking for, and there's one of two ways to do this, and it's all going to depend on your account size. It's going to depend on the number of contracts you're trading. It's going to depend on the level of experience. You can do one of two things. You can take the first entry. Again, first entry is always in any breakout or breakdown strategy is always going to be a little bit more risky, because generally speaking, when you do get that first initial breakdown or breakout through a key level, it tends to put in a new price and then pull back. Or it tends to put in a new price and then get rejected altogether. Okay, so if you take the first move, please be a little bit more experienced and a little bit more in control of managing your risk and your take profits. If you are someone who likes to wait for added confirmation, let the first hour highs get broken. Let it put in a new high. Because guess what? If the stock is going to continue to go higher, it's got to take out the previous candle's high, right? So think about it for a second. In this situation, let's say, for example, when we broke out over the first hour highs, let's say this was the high and the next candle never confirmed and just pulled back. So there's no harm, there's no fail, right? Like, meaning you didn't miss the move. Sure, could you have made a little bit of money on an initial breakout? Yes, but there are a lot of people who took the original breakout and then, let's say it didn't confirm, would have lost money? Of course, right? So there's always two sides to the trade. Anytime you win a trade, someone else is out there losing a trade. Anytime you lose a trade, someone out there is winning a trade, right? So again, don't get caught up in the technicals of, if this happens, everyone out there who's trading is going to see this same setup and take this same setup and make money on the same setup, right? Again, everyone's got their own way of trading. So in this particular situation, when we did break through the first hour highs, I did scalp a few mini contracts. Very dangerous. Okay, I just want to put that out there right now. Very, very dangerous. But again, here's my reason for doing that. I do have multiple accounts. Okay, I have multiple accounts at Top Step. I have multiple accounts at Apex. I've also got a personal account along with a personal options trading account. Okay, so my risk is diversified. I'm very, very spread out. I don't just have one account at, let's say, one of these prop firms, and that's my end all be all. Okay, so if I lose it, or I blow it up, I have to restart everything all over again. I'm rolling along, right? So again, this account, I do trade a little bit more aggressive. So I take a few mini contracts. However, I want to make something very, very clear. I'm only looking for 2 to 3 points. Okay. Now that's going to sound almost ludicrous. It's going to sound almost ridiculous to some of you guys out there, but it's the way that I trade this account. What I'm looking for is a higher win rate. Okay. A higher win rate. And then being able to control my P&L by shutting the computer down. Now, what I'm doing this like kind of higher risk trading on is Top Step, because on the Top Step X platform, and you can do this on other platforms, and you can even do this just manually, but this makes it a lot easier for me. On Top Step X platform, you can lock out your account. Let's say, for example, you go up to $200-300. You can click it's one simple button. It doesn't allow you to trade anymore till tomorrow. Okay, makes it very simple. It stops me from over trading, especially on the prop firm side of things, because again, think about it. Even if you're profitable in a funded account, it's still play money. It's still funny money. You can go easily, access another account if you wanted to, right? What do they cost? Anywhere between 20 and 50 bucks. So there's not a lot of skin in the game there. It makes traders do a lot of things that they really shouldn't be doing. But again, that's neither here nor there. Okay. Let's get back to the setup. So on this particular breakout of the first hour highs, I do take the first entry. Once we do start to plow through, I only take 3 points. Okay, not a big win at all, about 120 bucks, $130 or something. What I'm then looking for is once we break that high, okay, I'm looking for the new high to get confirmed. And I do the same thing. Once the new high gets confirmed, I jump into the next candle at 7:25 Pacific Standard Time, which is going to be 10:25 Eastern. And I do the same thing. I take a few contracts, I take a few points, I get out. So now when you start to look at it, you start to go up, $100 here, $200 here, $300 here, $400 here. It makes it a lot easier to make that decision to say, I need to walk away. I'm 2 for 2 on the day. I'm 3 for 3 on the day. Whatever the case may be, it makes it easier. But again, Mark out the first hour highs and lows, guys. Let it break price, let it get confirmed, and take your opportunity to stab that for a little bit of a cash flow scalp. This strategy works on options, it works on crypto, it works on stocks if you're trading equities, works on futures. It doesn't matter. Price action is price action. Now, again, are some of the ranges as big as the Nasdaq futures? Of course not, but if you're talking about Nvidia, then yes, they are. If you're talking about a smaller stock like Apple, then of course you're not going to get a $2 or $3 move on Apple on a setup like this. Maybe you get 30 cents, maybe you get 50 cents, right? Again, if you're trading the S&Ps, right? If you're trading the ES, are you going to get a 20, 30, 40 point move like you are on the Nasdaq? Of course not. But it's all relative to the position size and your overall account size. So again, with that being said, I hope you guys found this video a little bit helpful. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you guys are doing today. I'd love to hear from you. Again, to all of you guys who are in Evolution Traders, I'll see you guys back in the room. To everyone else on YouTube, I will see you guys on the next YouTube video. Make sure you guys stay safe out there and stay green.